What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Get Rich or Get Drunk Trying podcast. I am your host, Asia Abston. I am so thrilled to be back with you guys. Again, Happy New Year. I'm just pumped. I love New Year. I love a time to refresh, restart, release everything that we rocked with in 2020 because it was a crazy year. So I am pumped to be back with you guys. So today I've got entrepreneur, rock star, television personality Paula Hellens with me, and we are talking normalizing luxury for women, career advice, things she wished she knew before she went on reality TV, things she wished she knew before she started her own business, and she is delivering gems in this episode. So I vote that we just hop right into it. But before we do that, as always, if you're loving the show, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you connect with me on Instagram and hit me about anything. It's Asia at getrichorgetdrunktrying.com if you want to get in touch with me. Let's hop into the show. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Get Rich or Get Drunk Trying podcast. I want to welcome entrepreneur, hair magician, head bombshell in charge, bad girl gone good, Paula Hellens to the show. Welcome, sis.
Hello.
How are you?
Love. I am awesome. First of all, I'm so honored that you have me on here. Like, must I say that I am obsessed with your podcast? I mean, you know how you just it was like, you know how you binge watch a Netflix show? I like binged, yeah. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
I'm dead. You caught up on the tea?
Yes, girl.
Did you learn anything?
A lot.
Did you follow some of the people that you heard from?
Sure did.
That's what's up. I'm glad. That's why I created this space. Like, I felt like no one was giving me a seat at the table, so I had to make my own damn table.
No, that's right. That's what you got to do sometimes.
And that's why I started the show, because I wanted voices like ours to be heard and to be authentic and not be watered down, where we could just be bomb ass black women together and nobody's gonna tell me any other way about it.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that it connected with you.
I love it.
And how I found you, I think you were leaving comments on my post, and I was like, why does that name sound so dang familiar? And then I clicked on your page and I was like, oh yes. And then your little tagline said, normalizing luxury for everyday women. I said, oh, okay. Yep, get her on the show. Let's get her lined up, because clearly we got a lot in common.
A lot, yeah. And actually, I think that's how I found your page. So, with really getting into this, like, normalizing luxury and what it means, even, especially for the everyday woman, but especially like Black woman. And I just came across your page and I just loved your content. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is it. And I was just loving all of the content, everything you put out. I just was loving your page.
I'm so glad that we're connected. See, it's meant to be. So for everybody who doesn't know you out there, give us a little introduction. Tell us how the people know you. Spill the tea, Paula.
We'll spill it. Okay, so my name is Paula Hellens. I am a former Bad Girl from Bad Girls Club Season 10 and Bad Girls All-Star Battle Season 1 and 2. That was a long time ago.
What year was that? What was the last year that you were a part of that?
It had to be 2013 or 2014.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I think that was the last time I filmed. The initial show that I filmed, I believe I filmed that in like 2012. Yeah, and then I did the other two shows. So it's been a while. Since then I moved on. I get back to, now I've always done hair. This is the thing that I've always done. In college, it was always like the thing I did on the side. And so before I did reality television, before I went on Bad Girls Club, I was actually enrolled in cosmetology school. So once I moved to the East Coast, I kind of got, readjusted here. It's more settled. And I re-enrolled and went back to doing hair and doing what the original plan was always for anyways.
Got it. So that was just like a fun little detour, and now
Yeah,
it was time to get back
exactly.
to what you were actually passionate about.
Yeah, I was 26. You're in your 20s. It was one of those things, honestly. And to be completely honest, I manifested it. To be very honest,
Now you know I am a manifestation queen, sis.
yes,
So now we're gonna
ma'am.
have to take a
Yeah,
whole detour. Tell me how
yes,
you manifested
ma'am.
it. Give me more.
Because when I became an avid watcher of the show, I realized like I had a lot of in common with these girls. But like watching things like that, I was like, yo, like I could do that.
Hmm.
There's nothing like, why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying? It was like one of them situations, and I've always thought about it life in this way. It's like most people say, why me? And it's like, why not me?
I
Like,
love that attitude.
why
Yeah.
can't I
Yes.
do that? You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like,
There's
there is
nothing
nothing,
different about them that's different about me. So
nothing.
just put me in that
Why
spot and
not?
watch me
Why
shine.
not me? So um, and that was something that I think my mother instilled in me very young, which is like you can do anything you want to do. You have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? But anything you want, you can obtain it. And so I've always been a visualizer. As a kid, we thought call it daydreaming.
Right. Nothing wrong with
But
daydreaming. If more people would daydream, they probably be a little
listen,
bit more successful in their lives if they started
probably if
using
you can
that.
see it, yeah. But see, back then I didn't know the language because I didn't really get into it, right? So I didn't know the language, but it's actually called a visualization and it's a manifestation tool. So I used to visualize watching while I was watching the show, visualize being on the show,
Mhm.
and then taking the necessary steps, looking up the cast and calls and different things like that, but taking that action when I knew it was time for me to go and do something. And the call when I got the call, it was so funny because I call it like the worst year of my life. It was like the Great Depression.
Oh no, what happened?
Yeah. So I was living in Memphis at the time. I had gotten fired from like my third job, child. I
Yikes.
just,
Because
yeah,
some of us aren't meant to be employees.
like, yeah, I just was,
You're a
I was
trash employee. I am too.
horrible. I just, I have a problem. If something's wrong, I have to say that it's wrong.
That's me. Like I find it difficult to find people that are smarter than me sometimes. So I'm like, no, that's not how you
Like,
should do that. I should be in charge. Yeah,
that's
I
not
feel
right.
you. That's not
You
right.
can't treat people like that.
Nope, not having it.
So, and usually I always would end up fired, but whatever. So I remember the moment, like I'm sitting there, like my account is in a negative, like rent is due. I remember I'm on the phone with my mom. My mom is panicking. She's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out, mom. But one thing I'm not gonna do is worry about it. And so I had got like my last unemployment check, and I had went home to Chicago, and I had got the email stating that they were doing open casting calls in Nashville, and they invited me to the casting call. I got like $200. I said, now if I drive down to Nashville, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spend
I
my
better be
last.
coming back with a show.
I said, I don't know. And I remember I sat there and I prayed. I said, God, just give me a sign. If this is my time to go and do this, give me a sign. Literally the very next day, I got a call, and it was casting, inviting me to send in a tape. And I said, oh, I got an email to go to an open casting call. And he was like, oh, you got an invitation? Somebody else emailed you? I said, yeah. He says, oh, well, you should go do that because it's better in person. And I called my best friend up. I said, all right, we going to Nashville. I knew when I left Nashville, I got it. I was like, oh, I got it.
That's incredible. You see how God will work wonders in your life. And, to some people, manifesting has to be this grand, masterful $1 billion plan. And to some people, it's, I want to be on this show. It could be whatever you want. And all you have to do is put that in place, put that in your mind, and then do the work behind it. And the universe will open up to you. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, that is it. And that's even where it comes where the idea, my whole thing with like normalizing luxury is this idea that it's so far out of it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Why do we think that we don't deserve? You think my God, and I don't know, people don't believe in God. I don't know. People spiritual beliefs, whatever. For me, what sits well with me and my spirit is God. So I don't believe that my God has created this whole entire world and universe to tell me that I gotta sit and suffer and I can only make like what? I'm just here to pay bills and die?
That can't be it. That can't be the plan. Yep. I agree. I say that all the time. Like it's too much money out here. It's too much abundance. There's too many opportunities. There's too many places to see for you to have to stay in your small town, in your small life, with your small ass boyfriend doing nothing. The world is big, sis. Get out there. Paula is giving you permission. I'm giving you permission. It's time to take over for 2021.
Man, just get out there, experience. It's a big ass world. And when I tell you that there is nothing like, and I've had this mentality since I was young. I knew I'm originally from Chicago, born and raised, but I knew it was,
Hometown.
yes. You
Hometown. That's
no.
probably why we feel the vibe so much between each other. I'm from 87th and Kansas, sis. I went to Bogan. Get into it.
No way. Wait, what year did you graduate? I got my
Oh, 5.
Oh, wait a second. Hold up. You probably know some of my people. Hold up.
We'll talk about that after the show.
About that later. We gotta talk about that later.
I'm dead. Listen, we'll have a whole Kiki and be way off topic, but yes.
Wait, we can't talk about that. But
Your
okay.
parents gave you that mentality that you could have anything and you believed it. And look at your life now.
Absolutely.
They
There's
set you up for success.
and I have to think that's one of the things I'm very grateful for my mother for that. It was that, the only thing is that, it was also the mentality where when it came to money, right? So that was something that I had to work through and learn to work through, which is working through your money mindset, which that's a real thing, right? Because you have conflicting, you have things that are going on that's conflicting within you. And oftentimes that's why people can't keep money because you want it and you desire it, but in your mind, you've been taught that it's bad and you shouldn't want it. You get what I'm saying? Money don't grow on trees.
Mm-hmm.
Look with
Mm-hmm.
your eyes, not with your hands.
Yep. That's how people scare money out of their lives because they have that mindset that money is hard to come by, money
Yes.
is hard to get, money is hard to keep, and that's not true. Like it's only true if you believe it. So if you just change your belief system, the outcome will change. I agree with that 200%. I'm a huge fan of Reverend Ike. I wish that I knew about him my entire life, but he taught me that money is an energy and money is a
Yes.
vibration. And if you vibrate for
Yes.
money, my money will vibrate for you, and y'all will be
Yes.
BFF
We'll be best friends.
till the day you die. I fully agree. Now, before we get too much deeper into the show, I think it's time for a cocktail. What do you like to sip on, Paula? Talk to the people. What is the get drunk cocktail of the week?
The get drunk cocktail of the week, child. So I'm a vodka girl. Like if I'm out, I drink. I'm a vodka girl. That's my go-to. I used to always drink Ciroc. So if I'm out, I usually drink Cosmo.
Oh, okay, cute. Okay, Sex in the City.
That's
Give it to
my
me.
yeah. That's my real go-to. I mean, it was bad. The restaurant across the street from my salon. I mean, we would go there so often, and they would come. Oh, Cosmo girl is here. It's like they just about to.
They know what you
Yeah,
want.
but if I'm like out, like at the cookout or with my,
Mm-hmm.
party or something like that, typically a Tito's and cranberry with a splash of Sprite.
Keep it real simple. I'm not mad at
Real
that at all.
simple.
You can't go wrong with Tito's. I will link a bomb cocktail Cosmo recipe for you guys in the show notes. You know I do it every week. I got you this week too. That's a good recommendation, babe. So you took a season on Bad Girls Club or an experience on Bad Girls Club and
Hmm.
parlayed it into so much other success. Like how did you make something so much bigger out of what is essentially 15 minutes of fame?
Yeah, it is, and it really is. So for me, when I initially did the show, I never did the show like because with the idea that I'm gonna get famous and I'm just gonna make all this money. It was like my idea of why I did the show was one just to have the experience to say that this is something that I said I wanted to do when I did it. But I wanted it more for the audience. Um, I saw how I was got into knowing these girls at this time. This is like when Instagram is like really like kind of taking off. Um, so I'm kind of watching their lives unfold, and it's like I could take this and use the platform to do what I really want to do. So
Wait,
as
so
Mhm.
in 2014, at 26 years old, you
2000,
already
yeah,
had that mindset of
yes,
like, I'm gonna use this as a tool to
yes,
do more in my
absolutely,
life.
of
That's
course.
crazy because most
Hmm.
people at 26, especially because like you said, Instagram was just starting to
Just
like
starting.
build steam. Social media wasn't even a thing like that,
Mm-mm.
and you already had the foresight to see that you could do so much more with that platform. That's crazy. Like, kudos to you.
Thank you, thank you. I always been a hustler.
That's
Period.
what's up.
Since I was young, 14, I had to figure out my number one goal at 14. I need to get a job. I need to make some money. Like, so that's always been my mindset is how can I use what I have to get where I want to go next? So
Hmm.
at the time, I was in cosmetology school. I couldn't keep a job. Like, and that was the first time in my life where I was like not being able to keep a job. Like, I'm getting fired. I'm like, what is all of this that's happening? Um, and it was frustrating because I had just finally enrolled in cosmetology school, and I was so excited to finally be feeling like I'm doing something I really wanted to do. And then everything else around me was like falling apart. So I'm like, it's got to be a better way.
Right.
It has to be a better way. It can't be this. So I'm like, okay, we're posting on Instagram, or you're using Facebook at this time, and Twitter, and things that people are like promoting on social media. And it's like, okay, if I get more of an audience and people become more just aware of who I am, then
Hmm.
I can use this platform to now propel my career in the beauty industry. That's how I looked at it. That was always the plan. So even from the gate, before I went on the show, I was selling hair.
Okay.
So my idea was, okay, I go on the show with the hair, right? Now that's free promotion.
Hmm.
When I come off the show, I'm gonna be talking about the hair that I'm wearing,
Hmm.
right? And then I was really big. I made sure I did the girls' hair. All I talked about if in the house was that I was in cosmetology school. Everybody knew Paula did hair because that's all I wanted to be known for.
Got it. So you
I
already
didn't.
went in with a strategy. You had a plan from day
Period. You
one.
have to go anytime you're doing anything with a platform. There has to be a strategy behind what it is that you're doing,
Okay.
right? There has to be a purpose because
Mhm.
if not, especially if you're doing something like television, you will get lost, okay? And it's very easy, especially in social media, even today with social media, it's easy for you to get lost and caught up in what's going on around you and not really understand. Like, listen, you still have to have a plan. There has to be
Right.
a motive behind what it is that you're doing. What do you want out of it?
Mhm.
What are you doing this for?
Because if you just want attention, that's really not going to work out for you
It,
well.
because you can get all type of attention, and then
Yep.
you get the bad attention. But it's like, well, what attention did you want?
Or you
It's
got the
very
attention and then they're devastated when it's over with and they're doing any old little thing to get the
oh
attention and then that's a winding road to
yes,
nowhere.
yes, Asia. I could go on and on about all of that.
I think
Where
it's so brilliant you went in with a strategy at 26 before social media even was really a big thing. Like that was somebody leaning on your shoulder like letting you know how to do it cuz most people don't think that way. They just want to get on to get on. They have no
yeah,
plan, no
at
strategy,
all.
nothing to sell, no idea. They just want a little
Nothing.
bit of attention.
Yeah, they just want to be famous, especially back then. That was a thing. It's like I just want to be famous. It's like I didn't. In my final interview, I remember they asked, "Are you going to run the house?" And I said, "I don't give a damn about running the house." Like, but that was
I'm
always
trying to run my wallet.
exactly. I don't care about who's the star and who's. I don't care about any of that. I want them to know that who Paula is, where they can find me, and that I do here. That's it.
That is brilliant. I love it. Come on, strategy.
Come on, you got to strategize, honey.
So I would say, why do you think you were able to build another platform behind it and grow your business behind it as compared to other girls? But clearly the answer is because you came in the door knowing what your intention was.
Exactly. And I think that that's the most important thing. I remember one of my other friends, she was going on another show, and when we did her call, I said, listen, I don't care what it is but you need to have a strategy. You need to go into that house. You need to figure out what it is you want to be known for. What are you coming out of this with? Because I remember when I came off the show, I had a conversation with my cousin, and she was saying when I came on, she was like, no, we got to do this and that because we got to get you a spinoff. And I said, listen, I don't care about getting on another show. I said, there's only one thing that I care about, building something so that if I'm never on television ever again, I'm straight and my family straight. That's all I cared about. Like all of that other stuff, that's cool. You know, it was great that I got the second and third show because it just kind of like extended the window and the time that I was on television. But my goal when I came off was that I just wanted to build something that was mine that lasted years and years beyond. Like that was it. It was my stepping stone. And
That
that's
was so brilliant, especially now because the entire network is not.
go
The
exactly.
network doesn't even exist anymore. So imagine had you banked your entire future, your entire personality, your entire persona on Bad Girls Club, the entire network has folded. So where would you be now had you not built something for yourself beyond that? The
Exactly.
franchise doesn't even exist
It,
anymore.
it doesn't exist. It's gone. It's been gone for years. It's like lost in the sauce, really
Yeah.
still trying to figure out who am I without this identity. You know what I mean? I was never Paula the bad girl. I just did Bad Girls Club.
Right, right. You just made it a puzzle piece and not the entire board. I loved it. Um, did you see other women in your network and in your experience want to do more and just not be able to take that little bit of attention and play it into something else?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of girls from so there's an interesting thing that happens that's not often discussed from what I see. Um, where there is a moment when after you do the show, it's a very weird space that you're in because you know everybody around you is looking at you like, oh, you're famous, or you're not the same. Like you did television, like you're supposed to be rich. You're supposed like they automatically think that you do TV that you're rich. I don't know where that came from or who started that, but they just automatically think that you're rich. And it's like, so now you have this, and then you add on the pressure from social media to look like you have it just all together and you're just popping. And the sad reality is like a lot of them girls, you don't make any money off of that show. They literally pay you $500 a week. That's it.
Oh no.
And people give up, and I mean, you're there almost 3 months, so like you have to quit your
Right.
job.
You
You're
lose your
yeah,
apartment, like, oh
yeah, yes, and
no.
they pay you $500 a week, and then they like you don't get paid after the show. No, I mean, and unless you're like I mean, after it was the parties and you get booked for that, but even still, not
But just the
everybody's gonna
check
get
from the
paid for
show
parties.
is peanuts.
It's peanuts.
That's
It's not even worth
wild.
talking about.
Right. Wow. That hurts my feelings. I
Yes,
didn't know that it was that brutal.
yes,
And
ma'am.
the gag about that is reality TV costs $0 to produce. Like they pay for production and they rent a house and that's it. Like that costs no money. So they are just making all profit from reality shows.
Yeah,
That is wild. So
yeah.
people thought you were rich, you're famous, and now what? They have a different like
And
perspective of
then
you.
no, it's like when you come off, it's like you have this idea where you can't work a regular job. I used to hear that all the time. Where I can't go and work like girls feel like you can't go, or not even just
Back
girls. I think
to the
anybody
customer service.
you can't go back to the bank. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? Because then you got the people like you just did that show. Like why you work here? You see what happened with the actor?
Right.
I can't remember his name from it was he was working at Trader no not Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He was on the Cosby Show.
The Cosby Show,
Yep.
yes.
And then people were talking crap about him
And they
because
were
he was working
about
at the
him
grocery store. Like I got a
exactly.
family to feed. The Cosby Show was 25 years ago. What do you mean? I of course I have to have a job.
Exactly.
If I was out
Exactly.
here doing something illegal, y'all would talk crap too. So what do you? It
Exactly.
can't be both ways.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it's the same kind of a concept of when you do, the reality TV, lifestyle. The people are looking at you like you can't do this, but then it's like, well, I'm broke, so what am I supposed to do? Right. So now you find in this weird space of you're just kind of lost. And then you get into doing a whole bunch of busy work, especially when you start adding in social media to look busy and look productive and look like I'm this star. And like, you're not. And so I did what I had to do. I just flipped every space I was ever in. I just took it. I ran with it. At this point, I'm an influencer. So when Instagram became a big thing, we didn't have a name for what I was, right? Back then, there wasn't a name for influencers. So it was like, oh, okay, people are sending me free stuff. People are making money. I can get bookings and hosting from this. I ran with it as long as I could until I got settled, because I knew, I'm like, wherever I go, I want to be stable, because that's where I'm going to launch the hair. And in order to really get into the beauty industry, you have to be stable, right? You got to be in one spot. And so at that point, it's when I got back into school that I stopped doing all of that, and I made the transition into just
focus on business.
Focus on business.
So now you have Bombshell Hair Studio. What made you put it in the middle of Connecticut? That seems like such, and no shade to the good people of Connecticut. I don't know anything about your state, but that just seems so random to me. Like, how did that happen?
Well, I was living in Connecticut. I've been living in Connecticut 7 years now.
Okay.
So my boyfriend is from here.
Ah, okay. As a good man that brought you to Connecticut. I'm like, we're from Chicago. How did you?
How did you? I didn't look. Yeah, and I actually met him while I was filming Bad Girls Club. So right before I left the house, I had met him, and then I moved to Connecticut, and it just made sense. But even here, it's not you always about the thing about business is you want to look for, a solution to a problem. So it wasn't that many. I originally started doing hair in the Bronx, but it wasn't that many Black-owned salons, but especially like of a certain caliber.
Yeah, upscale. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I always wonder, like, why is that, right? So why is it that Black salons, we call them shops? And I was in school in Manhattan, and I mean, Fifth Avenue, these salons are like beautiful. When I was going on interviews and stuff to be an assistant,
$500 haircuts.
Like, it's crazy. And I'm like, I want a salon where it's certain things that are normal. Like, it's normal for your stylist to be on time. It's normal for your appointment to start on time.
Just the fact that I laughed at that should tell you how funny. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, these things make sense. Like, you're going to get quality customer service, and you're going to be in a beautiful environment, and you don't have to come with your hair already washed.
Oh, ma'am, absolutely not. Not only do you not have to come with your hair already washed, you're going to get washed in a chair, in a massage chair. We're going to lay you back. We're going to turn it on. You're going to get a scalp massage, and all of your services are going to include a customized treatment for your hair texture and a trim, because we
love it. I love it. Healthy hair first.
Normal. That should be normal.
Instead of the exception.
Exactly. So that's what I mean when I say normalizing luxury for the everyday woman. It's that certain things should be just like, this is just regular life. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, oh, I can't believe that I can't go to a salon and get my hair washed, or I can't go to Starbucks. And sometimes your luxury may be different, right? Because luxury
means different things to different people.
Exactly. So it's whatever, but it's defining what is luxury for your life. Sometimes your luxury may be, I'm gonna take on Sundays, I'm gonna take an hour to give myself a bath and light some candles and spend some time with myself. That could be your luxury, but that should be normal for you.
I love that message. I agree 100%. It should be like,
I am stressed.
Yeah, and now I need something good to happen to me. No, like, bring the good into your life all the time, and you'll be less stressed. Like, shockingly, those things work hand in hand. I teach luxury in my Lux 365 course, and I named it that for that exact reason, because you can have abundance, you can have luxury, you can have love, You can have exotic travels, you can have money, you can have a bomb business. It's up to you to decide what luxury looks like for you, and nobody else can tell you otherwise. It's your
Nobody else.
business and your job to make it happen for you.
Amen, sister. I love
Amen.
it.
I love it. So,
I
what
love it.
would you say has been your biggest hurdle in the beauty industry? What do you think, or what do you wish you would have known before you opened a salon, before you got into beauty? For all my beauty entrepreneurs out there, give them a tip, sis.
Whew, Jesus, there's so many things.
I got time. Go ahead. Get your
um,
pens and paper. Paula is
of
about
the
to give you some
things,
game.
yeah, yeah. So one of the things, especially like in the beauty industry, that I wish that I'd known before opening a salon is that it is going to require a lot of management of people and emotions. Um, and that is so it's not even about you. You know what I mean? When it comes to even managing your staff, you have to be empathetic, but you have to be stern at the same time,
Ooh,
right?
a word. Empathetic but stern. I love
Yes,
that. Put that
yes.
on the t-shirt right there. 'Cause you hit that one on the head. That might be in the Get Rich
Yes,
merch store in about 5 minutes because I like
look,
that
yes, because you want to empathize with the person, even when it comes to clients, though. And I find myself there all the time where it's like I'm empathetic to your situation. I completely understand, but at the same time, this is a business.
one. Right.
So
And
I
the rules
still
are
have
the rules.
to, the rules are the rules. I can love you, but it doesn't mean that, there aren't going to be certain repercussions. You get what I'm saying? So even with managing, you know, people and managing a staff, not to allow their personal lives to now become weighing on you, and you are bending to oblige or to adjusting what your rules are for people.
Because you can
You,
only bend so many times before you break. And
yeah,
if you break, the entire
exactly,
business falls apart. And now nobody
exactly.
has a job. Now what we gonna do?
Not a soul.
Right.
So it's finding that middle ground where, yes, you can be empathetic. You need to be empathetic because, people and things happen, but set your boundaries and
Hmm.
stick to them.
I like that. That's fantastic advice. And I think that that pertains to almost any industry. You're going to be managing people and their emotions no matter what. Like, unless you work with robots all day, you're going to have to manage somebody's emotions. And that's your job because you represent the business. It's your name over the marquee. You're in charge. It's very difficult to learn to manage people. But I think if you come from that headspace of trying to be empathetic, trying to like see where they're coming from while also sticking to your boundaries, I think that's a setup for success.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. And the same. So, and then from the other business side of it, but for stylists, I just want specifically for stylists.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous.
No, I just want, especially black stylists, we have to level up our professionalism. It just has to happen.
Shots
We
fired.
expect like the disrespect that black stylists get, and they want to understand like why we get so disrespected, but it's because we lack so much professionalism. Learn, get involved with understanding systems, put things in place, have order, run it as a business and not like a hobby. If you
Mm.
want to make this into a career, you have to take it serious.
If you want business money, you got to run it like a business. If you
You
want hobby
gotta run
money, keep running it like a hobby.
it like exactly. And so put yourself on a schedule, stick to your schedule, be on time for your appointments. If you are running late, communicate with your clients, let them know, hey, I'm
Is
going to be running.
professionalism something that they teach you guys in cosmetology school or
No, so listen, cosmetology school is very, it's kind of a joke, honestly.
oh no.
Um, it is based on the times, right? Because the first of all, the hair industry, it evolves every about 5 years, right? Trends are always changing, but the cosmetology program has been the same for probably like 30, 40 years.
Gotcha.
It's
So
the
they're teaching
same
you like
curriculum.
outdated techniques that people don't even use anymore, type of thing.
Exactly.
I think you
And
found another side hustle, sis. It sounds like you need to update the curriculum for the state of Connecticut. Boom, bam, there you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Run
and
me my
it's
money. Who can we email?
Look, but not just Connecticut, the whole United States, because it becomes nationwide. The requirements, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And so a lot of people, because I would hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to go to cosmetology school to learn how to do hair." I said, "They don't teach you how to do hair. They teach you how to pass the board.
Got it.
Very
Oh
basic,
no.
very basic information. How to do a relaxer, basic coloring, like nothing that's on trend or no type of skill or styling and stuff like that. And then when it comes to actually teaching you business,
Right. No, it's not a thing. They don't. They just send you
it's
out there
not
and
a
say good
thing.
luck.
It's not a thing. They teach you like they make it so like rose colored glasses, right? So you're gonna start working, you can start as an assistant, it's gonna be so great. And it's like you get out there in the real world and it's not great like that. It's not that easy to build clientele. Okay. So that's something else for people that are starting out in the industry or wanting to grow. You have to have a lot of patience because if you're coming from school, you have these high expectations. And the reality is it's gonna take you anywhere from a year to 2 years to actually build a solid clientele. And if
Mhm.
you start at another salon as an assistant, you might be an assistant at that in that salon anywhere from 2 to 3 years, sometimes five, before you're
Yikes.
promoted. Yes. So you have to have a lot of patience and a lot of love for this
What
industry.
you do. And use that side time to figure out the business end of what you're
Yes.
doing because apparently school has not prepared you for that.
It's
And that's
not.
news
It's
to me.
it's not. A lot of what I learned as far as how to run and grow my business, it was a lot of research things that I learned on my own. So it was Google was my best friend, child. Listen, I had never Google. I would Google everything up so many late nights. How to market, how to
I
brand,
am
how do
the
you grow.
same way.
Listen, finding so many books, reading it, just to learn how to always be better. You know what I mean? Learning about the LLCs, learning about your business credit, how to build your business credit, how to fund your business. Um, which listen, I learned a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
I have learned a lot, but in the same breath, it showed me that even in business, nothing is like impossible for you to get. So even if you want to learn about, you can build your business credit, you can get business. There is an abundance
Yeah,
of
especially now. There's
resources
so many
that are available to
resources.
you.
Yes.
Yes,
And people have a supercomputer in their hand 12 hours a day.
and they
You
don't
got an
use.
iPhone in your hand and you use it to scroll through Instagram all day. Use it to get some money. There are
Mm,
so many resources out here now. It's not like, 10 years ago where you could only go to a bank and that was your
exactly.
only option. That was your only way of
No.
finding anything out. You've got YouTube University. Use
Yes.
it. Ask the right questions to the right people. Send
Hmm.
those DMs and ask pointed questions. Ask questions that are not easy to find on the internet. Ask someone to be your mentor. Ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help,
Nothing.
especially in this millennial space because our parents didn't own businesses. Our grandparents aren't passing money down to us like that. We are
Mm-mm.
the first generation that's finally being like, well, maybe I don't have to go to college for
Mhm.
500 years and become a lawyer, and that's the only way to make money. Like, maybe I could start my
Yeah.
own thing.
Yeah, that's so funny that you said that because that's what I was going to school for.
See?
So
And
my
imagine where
mother
your
would
life
still
would have
tell
ended up.
you. She would be like, "You're still supposed to be my lawyer." No, Mama, I'm not.
I'm
Yeah,
not. Let that dream
I'm
go. Why
not.
don't
Let
you
it
go to
go,
law school,
baby.
Mom?
Let it
You
go. Let
go.
it go, baby. And
Yeah.
then she was like, "Well, I guess you just not gonna be my entrepreneur." Yes, ma'am.
As if she's disappointed with that answer.
Yeah.
Have you
No, I
seen
gotta
my
love that.
account balance? I'm
Look,
doing good.
I gotta love that lady. But it's just like, but I had to tell her, like, even with that, like I'm still my degree's in political science, right? So it just really taught me how to analyze information, how to do research, really. So it does help me be able to run, operate, and grow a business. That's why I'm able to do it. You know what I mean? Being detail oriented, paying attention to the small shit, knowing how to research. Where do I go for this information?
Hmm.
So many people don't even know where to go for information. Like I said, I started just Googling. It's like I look at so many people say, "Did you Google it?" Before you come ask me, did you Google it?
Okay, hello. And that goes to everybody in my DMs asking me silly questions every day. Did you Google it? What did Google say? and
What
what
did
did
Google
Wikipedia say, and what did Reddit say before you come over here?
before you go? Did you go to the third page of Google and see what came up?
Thank you. Not just the
Did you
first
at least?
answer. Did you deep dive? Did you do an
Yes,
advanced search?
yes.
I know.
Did you
I
go on
know exactly what
Amazon
you
and
mean.
search for books? Did you go on Kindle and look up and see if it's a book? Did you go to Barnes and Noble?
When
They
I
got
tell
so
you,
many
I
books
know
on
just
everything.
what you mean. Oh, I felt that. Oh, girl, that could be a whole other episode.
That's a
When you
whole nother
come in
show.
me and Paula's DMs, come correct. Have some business about yourself. I want to help people that want to help themselves, and I think you're the same way. Once I see somebody has the grits and the gusto to keep going on their own, and then they get stuck, that's where I'm happy to put my cape on and step in and give you whatever game I have. But if you're just coming to me asking me something silly and simple that you could have asked Siri, matter of fact, you didn't even have to Google that. Then I'm like, nah, you're not serious. Don't waste my
Yeah,
time.
you're
Don't
not
waste
serious.
my
Most
time.
people, they don't want to look for the information. They just want to be given the information.
Yep, hand it to them. And that's how I know
Mhm.
you're not serious about your entrepreneurial journey, and I ain't got time.
No.
So,
Hey,
oftentimes when Black women elevate their lives to a luxurious place, we get backlash and we get
mhm.
the gossip. And it's whether you're running a successful business or just buying like a fly pair of Louboutins, there's some shenanigans behind when we as Black women do it. What's your take on that?
Um, my take on that is I have never understood it, for the life of me. Why is it that when the Black woman levels up, it's always that it has to be a reason, right? It's never because, oh, she on her shit, she a boss, she's smart, she work her ass off, she has amazing work ethic. It's never that. It's, oh, her dude bought her that.
That's the first thing they say
Her
every time.
her family got money.
Yep.
It's like, what? Like, excuse me?
I know. Why is that, Paula? Why do
I
people think that?
I think that it's an issue and it's an insecurity that they feel about themselves because they feel like it's something that's unattainable
For
because
them.
they don't understand that the same way that this girl got it, you could look at her as the inspiration because if she did it, that means you could do it too.
Hmm.
She's just like you. We're
Hmm.
all one and the same. There's no different. We all have the same amount of hours, regardless of whatever your background is or wherever you come from. It starts with your mindset. And if you are looking at someone with jealousy and envy, you're coming with this mindset that there's not enough for everybody.
Hmm.
So
Lack and scarcity.
if she got it, that means she took it from you. She didn't take anything from you. And matter of fact, if you go and befriend her, she probably could tell you how to get it too.
Boom. There it is right there. You hit that one on the head. Like people, if they had that mindset, man, we could all get so much further, so much faster.
So
Like
much.
she's not taking anything away from you. Like Louis Vuitton, wide open. Just because I bought a new bag
Wow.
doesn't mean that there are no more bags for you. Go get one, friend. Matter of fact, let me give you my sales associate's number so he can get it to you early. If you come to me with that perspective,
Exactly.
we can do this together. Like there's no need for people to have that lack mindset. That does not get us anywhere.
At all. And even though my argument used to always be when they would be like, oh, that's because her dude got money. Okay. And if that is the truth, right? You should probably go talk to her to figure out how to meet a man of his caliber, sis.
Hello.
He Because guess what? The men with money hang with other men with money. So if you
A
stop
mood, a
hating
lifestyle.
because you understand what I'm saying? You sit at the table with millionaires, the conversation is different.
Every
And
time.
I understand you looking at this with envy because you're like, I want to figure out, instead of just saying, I want to figure out how to get a guy with money. You don't understand how many women actually don't even know to be like, how do you get a guy to spend money on you?
Hmm.
And instead of you being honest with yourself and just saying, well, how do I attract? Because that's what it's about. It's about attracting that type of men. But when you have this mindset, like where there is an abundance of everything, you're gonna like attracts like.
Yep.
Okay, so this concept that opposites attract, no, 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 baby girl, like attracts like. So if this man of this caliber is attracted to this woman, there is something in common with them.
And
She is
something that you
attracting
should be
that to
trying to
her.
mirror and someone you should be trying to
Exactly.
align yourself with, and not from a place of envy and jealousy, but of admiration. It's
Of
okay to
admiration.
admire somebody.
It's
It's
okay to
you
be
should.
inspired.
Yeah, to
To
be
be
inspired.
inspired.
Yep. And
Teach me the
be
game,
put
coach.
me on. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can I be down? There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with that. And any woman worth her salt is gonna be like, sure, like, what's up? What do you want to know? Like, I would be happy to help you because she's not a hater, because she could be a hater and get to the place that she's at in life. So each one teach one, and we would all really get a lot further, a lot faster if we had that mentality. You hit that one on the head. Like attracts
Absolutely.
like. 100%. The law of attraction, the law of expectation, that's how they work. It's not opposites attract, it is like
It's
attracts like when we're talking about
exactly.
people and vibrations and energy.
Absolutely. So if she's attracting a boss, it's because she's a boss.
Yep.
So give
Give
her
her her
flowers.
flowers. Yep. Give
Give
her
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 her flowers.
flowers.
That girl is a boss.
Be a fan, not a hater. I fully, fully,
Yes,
fully
I
agree.
love that. Be a fan, not a hater. Learn
Amen. See, we so many quotables in this episode. I knew it. So many quotables. Like, the streets are gonna love it. Y'all are really getting gems out of Paula today.
something.
I'm here
I know
for
a
it.
little bit about a lot.
A
I know a
little
little
bit about.
bit
See, that's the Chicago in you. That's We're not gonna give that credit to Connecticut.
about.
That is the
Yeah,
Chicago
no,
side.
exactly. They say Chicago raised, Connecticut paid. That's how it is.
I'll take it. I'll take it. And I'm talking because I'm in Miami. As much as I love Chicago, I live in Miami. It is too cold at the crib. Sorry.
Oh, what?
Yep, coming to you live from South Beach, sis. I can't do it. It's too cold at home. Can't do it. It's not for me.
Look, I can't even, yeah, yeah, because I can't even say nothing because Connecticut is cold too. It's the
Yeah, you
same.
tripping. How you moved from freezing to more freezing is beyond me, but that's the
But no,
day.
Chicago is worse because it's windier.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take your word for it because I have no business in Connecticut. So, I mean, I
Yes.
might have to just come get my hair done. But other than
Yeah,
that,
you could come do that. Or
ain't
I just
nothing
come to
cracking for
Miami.
me out there. Yes, there you go. Yes, thank you. Another question for you. We need the get rich tip of the week. You are a boss. You are a multi hyphenate, an entrepreneur. You are about your bread. Give the people the get rich tip of the week.
Ooh, get rich tip of the week. So I have so many of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably one of the tips that I got from one of my clients. This was years ago, but actually back in Chicago. She taught me this about when you know you can afford something. She said when you want to buy something, look at the cost, multiply it by three. She said if you can still buy it at three after three times, that means you can afford it. And so I have adopted that, and that is how I make purchases. So if I look at something, that's like saying something costs like $1,000, right? You'd be like, oh, I got $1,000. I can get this because I got $1,000 in my account. No, baby girl, you can't afford it. Now, if you had $3,000, then
Then
you
it's
can
in the
afford
budget.
it. Yeah, because you got to learn to live within your means. Actually, I believe in living under your means. Um, because that's how you can actually grow
Right. That's how
and
you're
be
always in a surplus.
you're always at a surplus at that point. And it makes it easier. Even the value of things, like if you look at something and be like, okay, yeah, it's $100, I'll buy it. But if that same item costs $300, would you buy it? No, right? That means
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it.
Keep that money in your pocket. When this airs, a lot of you will have gotten your stimulus check.
Yes, that's
Don't go
stimmy.
spend that whole stimmy, okay? Don't go blow
Unless
it on some
unless you try,
shenanigans. I just posted
unless
all
you're
this
shopping
week.
at the Show Studio.
Exactly. Unless you come to get your hair done, unless you buy merch from the podcast, don't do it. $600 is plenty enough money to invest in something, to start your
Yes.
own side hustle. I have a list actually up on my show right now on Instagram, on the blog, of 25 businesses you can start for less than $600. There is no reason for you not to be side hustling in 2021. The government has already made it very clear that they don't give a damn about you. That's why they're giving you
Absolutely
$600
not.
after
Six
six
hundred
months of
dollars.
shenanigans. So
Okay.
Don't wait on your job to save you. Don't wait on Biden to save you. Don't wait on unemployment to save you. Save yourselves. Use that couple coins and do something serious with it. Invest it. Have a strategy. Be like Paula. Be a bombshell. Run it up. That's what we're doing in 2021.
That's
Period.
what we're doing. Period. And that's
Now, because you are a big reader, because you are a college girl, because you are a smarty pants, hit me with a book that has changed your life or changed your business in any way.
oh wow. So listen, I have so many books because I'm an avid reader. I actually just started a challenge this year where I am challenging myself to read one book every week, 52 books, because the average millionaire reads 50 plus books.
Oh,
So
I love it. I
that
need to get in on that challenge then.
yeah. So
What
but
is the
I would
book
have
this week?
so the book this week that I'm reading is by Rachel Hollis, and it's called Didn't See That Coming.
Okay.
So it's really about navigating through challenges and tough times. It's talking about, the pandemic and things like that, but how you come out of a challenging times, and you're not going to be the same, and that's okay. But you get to define who you are in every stage of your life.
Okay, I'm here for
So it's
that.
a really good book. When it comes to the three books I would say that would change my life and my business would be Jen Sincero. So she had a series called The Badass.
Hmm.
So the first one was the first one I read.
The yellow one or the green one? I think the
The
yellow
yellow
one.
one.
Yeah,
The
and then the
yellow one,
green
You
one.
Are a Badass. And then
Yes.
the green one, which You Are a Badass at Making Money.
Yep.
That's actually the book that got my mind where I started to realize, oh, shoot.
Yep. I can
I have
parlay
a
all of this
conflicting
sauce into money.
relation. Yeah, I got a conflicting relationship with the money.
Yeah.
So that kind of helped me get my mindset together. And last but not least, it would have to be Ryan Holiday. He is one of my absolute favorite authors.
Okay.
Um, The Obstacle is the Way
Oh,
by Ryan
okay.
Holiday.
Interesting
Mhm.
title.
Yes. It's a really good book. It's pretty much about explaining that the challenges that we face in life is totally normal, that it's a part of life, but sometimes that hardship, you have to go through that hardship to get to the other end, like to get to where life gets good, to get to your purpose, to get sometimes you have to go through the obstacle. It is the way. Whatever you want to get to your desire, you have to face the challenge.
Got you. I like that. I like that. The work that you're avoiding is where your success is. If you
Exactly.
get deep into that work and get entrenched into the hard part, the success is on the other side of that. I like that.
That's
I
where
think
it's
it's a
at.
good title. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as I always do, I will link these books in the show notes that Paula recommends. I also recommend You Are a Badass and You Are a Badass at Making Money. That's been recommended on the show a couple times because it's so good. Like everybody I know that likes to make
It's
money
so
has
good.
read them. So I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain to y'all
it's good.
anymore to read the damn book. The
No,
woman
you
knows what
gotta
she's
read the
talking
book.
about.
She know what Jen know what she talk about.
Yep, she know how to get a check. Period. Paula,
Oh,
you
one
were. Oh,
more.
there's more.
One
Tell
more.
me.
Yeah, I'll give you one more. Mel Robbins' 5 second rule.
Okay. Well, what
That
is the five? God, I gotta read
the
the whole book
five
to find
second
out what it is.
or the 5 second rule is pretty much it's pretty much about facing your procrastination, right? And how you trick your mind into doing the hard things by counting down from five. It's the 5 second rule. When you don't want to do something, just count to five. Five, four, three, two, one, get your ass up and do it.
Oh, I like. You know what?
No
I might need
excuses.
that right now because I'm supposed to go to the gym when I'm done talking to you. I'm gonna just count to five.
Just count down.
Oh,
Count down
I
like
want
a
to be snatched.
exactly, girl. We gotta get well you I'm about to say for the summer. You already in the
It's
summer.
the summer always because I live in Miami. Exactly. Like it's literally 85 degrees outside.
Wow, I'm so jealous.
I think I'm gonna go to the
Wow.
pool after the gym because life is
Okay,
good.
goodbye, Asia now. Goodbye.
You're invited to Miami anytime. Like pull up. We here.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Don't tempt me because it's cold. Okay.
Well, rock your fur coat first that you got from me, and after that, then come to Miami.
Absolutely. I
It's
can't
your
wait.
official invitation. So I'm gonna let the listeners know whether you pulled up or not.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I want the receipts. Bring Bay, everybody. Bring everybody.
Look, we showing up. I'm like, Asia, you said I could come.
Yeah, we out. Let's go get some champagne. It was a pleasure to have you, Paula. I knew you were gonna crush this episode. Like, thank you for being with us today. Seriously.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I will have all of Paula's information in the show notes, information on her studio, information on her Instagram, how to get in touch with her book recommendations, everything as I always do. I love you guys. It was a pleasure. I will see you next week.